Hey, this is Milena Rasic, and you're listening to the A Space.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the A Space, the volleyball podcast brought to you by CEV, where every week we speak to a star of the game. This week, it's not just a star, it's a superstar. And we welcome back for the second episode, Milena Rasic. Hello, Milena. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I'm so happy to see you again, guys.
You say all the right things. Before I follow up on that, Dan, you're joining us today. Hello, mate. Good to see you.
I'm back. I'm really happy that I could hop in for this episode. We're really excited for to have Milena with us today.
Now, Milena, you may have noticed that we've started to put the podcasts out as a video and not just an audio format. And Dan has done his hair and put his glasses on today, so I'm expecting big things.
Should I put some glasses on also?
Maybe we can.
Okay, my hair is a little bit messy, but it's fine.
No, your hair looks great. To be fair, I've put a hat on because in the UK, the barbers are still closed. So I'm faced with a pretty ungainly mop at the moment.
Okay, that's more than fine.
Right, episode 1, we spoke about your stellar club career, and I'd love to spend a little bit more time being like, how are you? How is everyone? What did you have for dinner? But we've got so much volleyball to talk about. I think we should get straight on with it. And we're going to talk about the decade of dominance with the Serbian national team today, because it's quite remarkable. I'd like to start at the very beginning, though. When you first got the call up, Milena, and you knew you were going to be playing for the Serbian national team, can you remember how that happened?
Yeah, I can remember like it happened yesterday, because I was with the youth national team in some other city in Belgrade, and they just called me and they said, okay, tomorrow you're coming back from that competition and you have to join us to the senior national team. And I was really afraid. I started shaking. I was like, no, I don't want to leave this city. I'm afraid to go there. They're all older than me. I don't know how I will react there, blah, blah, blah. And then that was the day I joined, and it was 2009.
Now,
so 11 years ago.
I'm noticing a pattern here, because you said that you were nervous when you moved club teams as well. So what do you think it is about those new experiences that makes you think, no, don't want to do it?
Yeah, I'm super afraid every single time, because especially on the first day, because I don't know anyone. Talking about national team, those girls I only knew from TV, because I followed volleyball on TV, and that's all. I never spoke with them or anything else. So now I had to go there to practice with them and to speak with them, and I was really, really afraid. But of course, they accepted me pretty good. So after that, I felt like a little kid there, and it was really nice after.
Did any of your teammates from that junior national team join you later on?
Some of them, yeah. Some of them, yes.
So what was it? So it was literally then you were with the junior national team, and the phone went, and it was like, right, you're with us. Did you expect to get that call? And if not, do you think it was the kind of thing where everyone else was like, well, of course Milena's going to get that call. She's literally the only one who doesn't expect this to happen.
Honestly, I didn't accept that call, but at that time, that was the last year of that generation of junior national team. So we were supposed to go or to the senior team or to play in some club without any national team. So I was kind of expecting, okay, maybe if they call me, I'll be really happy. But at that moment, when I got the call, I was really nervous, and it seemed like, oh, come on, I cannot do this. It's too much for me. I'm too young for that. I don't know. I will not handle one practice and not the whole summer. So I was really, really happy at the moment. And all the teammates, they came to me, and they were even more happy than me because I didn't know what was going on at that point. But after that was really... It was one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Well, I should say, crikey. Can you remember who the senior players were who maybe put an arm around you and made you feel welcome in that first camp?
Actually, all of them, because that was really, that generation of the national team was, I don't know, Vesna Čitaković. You probably know her. She was the captain of that time. Maja Ognjenović, that she's still here. Jelena Nikolić, Jovana Brakočević, and many more. Yeah.
So a lot of players you played with for quite a few years, especially in the first half of the decade.
Yeah, a couple of years. Yeah, a couple of years. I was the youngest one there, and we played all together. But then year by year, some of them they stopped playing for national team, and the generation just changed.
Yeah.
So, oh, crikey, dropping my stuff. So was that, what was the first competition you played in then? Was it EuroLeague?
It was Universiad. I don't know how to spell it
yeah.
in English. It was in Belgrade, but after that it was European Championship in Poland.
The one you won?
Nope.
Oh, no. All right.
We won the European Championship 2011 in Belgrade, but in Poland
right.
we were really bad.
Well, do you know what? There aren't many sort of blips in the career, but there's one that I want to talk about in particular, but we'll talk about some good stuff first. I don't want to start on a negative note. Let's talk about that first European Championship victory then. It was 2011, wasn't it? Got my years wrong. For those who are listening and not watching on the video, I'm just slapping myself on the wrist there for getting my facts wrong. But do you think 2011 and that European gold medal, was that the start of the revolution, if you like, with Serbian women's volleyball?
Kind of, because the good thing was that we played in Belgrade in front of our tribune, so it was a really great feeling playing in front of all of those people who came to support us, and it was literally full. And actually in that semi-final against Turkey, we won, but I don't know how we won because we played 5 sets and it was really a good game. Mm-hmm. And when we won that, then we played against Germany also. If I remember good, it was 5 sets. So
yeah,
it was
two epics. Yeah.
Yeah. It was 2 games in 2 days, really difficult ones, and it was really hard to play. But we just had, let's say, those wings because we were playing in Belgrade, and we were really happy after we won the championship because a lot of people in Serbia they started celebrating even after the last point of the game. All streets in Belgrade, they were full. Not only in Belgrade, in whole Serbia, they were just driving cars with the flags and everything. It was really good celebration here in Serbia.
Well, I was actually watching that match today against Germany, just like the full match, and the crowd there was just, energy was unbelievable. It was really fun to see. And maybe a decade later, coming back, having another European Championships.
You know why? Because it doesn't happen that often that we can play something in Serbia, especially nothing that important like finals of European Championship. Yeah. So all the people, they just come and watch the games because I mean, I wish we can play here every single season, but it's not possible. So they enjoyed every moment.
Because that was when you won that gold medal then, did anything change? Because that was like the first major success for a Serbian national team, wasn't it? You'd won things before and sort of slightly less important competitions, but that was the first moment where you all arrived as a team, right?
Yeah, that was our first, let's say, big medal for the Serbian national team. And it was a huge success, but I don't think that's the moment when we came as a team. I think the moment was in Rio, because after Rio, we started playing on a really high level that we won also 2017 and 2018, that we won a lot of cups. So I think that was the moment that we just started playing as a really good team. And 2011, it was really a really huge success because we played that, and actually we didn't expect that we will win the championship, but at the end we played pretty good, and that just happened.
Well, I notice you skipped ahead there to 2016, but you don't just get to jump 5 years because there was that one blip. So I'd have thought after 2011, you actually mentioned yourself there, you didn't necessarily expect it, but 2012 wasn't great, was it?
No. That's why I skipped it.
Yeah, I thought so.
Till 2015, when we got qualified for the Olympics in Rio, and those years before that, we were on rut. I don't know, we just had some bad periods that we didn't play good and we didn't win anything. So I just want to forget that time. And
Well, let's quickly dip in and out of London then, because you didn't get out of the group and you didn't win a game. Admittedly, it was a really tough group. You had Turkey, Brazil, South Korea, China, and USA. And there's no such thing as an easy game in Olympic volleyball. But do you have any positive memories of your first Olympic experience?
I mean, of course, there will be always a positive memory because it was my first Olympics and I was really excited to go there and to see all the village and the competition gyms and everything. But at the end, when you come back without not winning not even one game, and it's a terrible feeling. So that's why I just want to forget it as soon as possible.
Do you feel like it gave you any extra motivation, any extra fuel, the next few years? You're like, okay, the next Olympic cycle, 2012 to 2016, this is, I can't let that happen again.
It can be because it's like, it was really terrible, like disaster. So we just want to show a better episode of national team. So that's why we were waiting for 2016 to get better as a team, to play better and to try to win something.
Go on then. Should we let us skip to 2016? Dan?
Yes, please.
It's enough London, Dave. Dave, talking about the 2012.
Look, you look at Milena's career, Dan, and there is so much success. There have been obviously there have been setbacks with injuries and other personal disappointments, but when you look at the results, there have been so few bad ones. We have to spend at least a little bit of time talking about it, if there is. All right, then let's move to 2016 and those Rio Olympics, and obviously the incredible success of being the first Serbian women's national team to get an Olympic medal, and a very different Olympic experience, I'd imagine. Where would you like to start with that, Milena?
Well, I don't know, because we went there we just went there to play the best we can, to give our best, and to try to at least go out of the group, like didn't happen in London. But at the end, we started playing on a really high level, game by game. We were improving, and then when we played against Russia in quarterfinals, when we won 3-0, we were like, oh, we can do a lot of things in this Olympics, so we have to try to get more, to push more. So that's why in that semi-final against USA, we basically lost that game. And then in fifth set, I really don't know what happened, but we just changed that set and we won the game. And no one was really like, oh, what happened? What just happened? We won the semi-final game and we are in the finals of Olympics. It's a really huge success, especially for the country like Serbia. We are pretty small comparing to the other countries that they were fighting for the medal. And then we were like in a dream, that you're in the finals, and we couldn't sleep that night, and we couldn't even speak. And then when we started getting a lot of messages and a lot of things from the people from Serbia, not only from Serbia, from all around the world, we were like, okay, we have to fight more to try to get that gold medal. That at the end we couldn't make it, but okay. At least also in second place in Olympics is a really great thing.
And that semi-final against the USA, it's one of the best.
That was hell of a game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, just sometimes individual matches really stick out, and that was certainly one of them. From me as a fan's perspective, anyway, I mean, I've got no idea how you all hold it together on the court, because every
I don't know either. Because, after the game, I couldn't remember half of the game. That I had to watch afterwards and on YouTube or whatever it was at that point, and I had to watch the game because I couldn't remember half of the game. It was really tough because you are full of adrenaline and everything, and you just want to win, and that's all.
Were there points where you're like, Milena, what were you thinking at that point? What were you doing? And you're like, well,
I had no idea.
I couldn't remember.
I didn't think.
Let's take it back to the beginning then, particularly with regards to Olympic volleyball, because playing the level of club volleyball you don't get a lot of rest time anyway, because between the Champions League and the National League and the National Cups. But Olympic volleyball seems different again. It is so many intense games in such a short period of time. How do you cope with that from a playing perspective?
Well, it's not easy because every summer you have at least 2 competitions. on a high level, of course, because every summer you have Nations League for sure, and also there is a European Championship or World Championship, or you play World Cup, or you play Olympic Games. So every competition has some really. It's pretty important for us. So you have to push the whole summer, and it's not easy to stay in the same condition for every competition. So we are just, let's say, we are used to it, that we don't stop, that we don't rest. We have a rest, I don't know, for 5-6 days maybe in the season, and that's all. And even when you don't do anything for these 5-6 days, you forget how to play volleyball. That's sad, but it's really funny when you come back after that rest and try to touch the ball. It's really funny to see.
Dave, when's the last time you've played volleyball?
When was the last time I played volleyball? Well, you saw the last time I tried to hit a volleyball, because it was January when we were trying to do that keep up challenge in Appledorn, and honestly,
a little rusty.
Yeah, a little bit. But I just assume, because you've been playing at such a high level for so long, it's like riding a bike, Milena, and you never forget, and it's always that good. Is that not the case?
Yeah, I mean, it's normal that we need some rest sometimes. So it's also normal that sometimes you don't miss volleyball when you take rest, because that's the only thing you're doing the whole season, the whole year. So sometimes it's good to take some days off and just think about something else but volleyball.
I wanted to talk to you about this a little bit later on, but seeing as you brought it up, we'll do it now. Your group of players with the national team seem to have a really good relationship with the coaching staff. I spoke to Tiana a little bit earlier this year, and she said that she just spoke to the coach and said that she was tired and she needed a rest. And it seems like you're able to have that really honest discussion with your teammates and with the coaches, that if you do need a break, you can just say that like not all teams have that.
Oh, well, for me, I think that's a normal thing to have that connection between players and staff. Because if you're going to play something that actually you are tired, but you're going to play anyway, so it will not be the same level like you when you're happy and completely rest to play volleyball and to compete. So also not only Tiana, also me. Last summer, I spoke with our head coach of national team, and I said, okay, I need a break this summer because I'm full. I'm really full. I needed to take a rest because I also started getting injuries pretty quick. And my head was full of volleyball. I just needed to take some rest and to be with my family more, and to just think about something else and to enjoy something else except volleyball. So, and after the summer, I felt really like new.
Yeah.
And I started missing volleyball, and I was like, okay, now I'm ready to play again. Let's bring it on.
So when the team won Eurovolley in 2019, then when you were having your break, how did that make you feel?
Actually, I was in Ankara for those semi-final and finals game. I was there on tribune, and I didn't feel good at all because I was just sitting there. And then I missed that feeling of playing and being on the court with the girls. And when they asked me, like, is it easier to be on a tribune or to be on the court? I said, of course, it's easier to be on the court to play 10 sets than to sit on the bench for 3 sets, of course. That I just couldn't stay calm, and I was cheering them so badly, and I think I was the loudest one in the gym. But at the end, they won, and I was really happy, like I was in the court with them.
Do you think maybe you needed to see that, though, to make you realise that you did miss it and you did still want to be a part of it at that level?
Yeah, actually, that was the result. I couldn't wait for this summer, and then this happened. So at least we are practicing together, so we can see each other.
How much does it help, though, to have some other players, on the Serbian national team that can step up and play? So, if the main starter needs to take a break, then there's another player ready to step up and produce still at a very high level.
Actually, I think that we have a lot of good players, especially in those first 14 players, that we always have someone who can change that player who wants to take rest. And actually that was happened also in the last European Championship in Turkey, that this girl, Mina Popovic, she did a great job. As a middle blocker, she did a really great job and she proved a lot. And I spoke with her and I said, wow, you really did a great thing on the court, and thank you a lot. Thanks a lot, because I mean, yeah, they just didn't feel like I wasn't there.
We've moved on quickly here because, as I said, there's so much to talk about, and I could talk to you all day about it. But I wanted to box off the Olympics first because, of course, you did end up on the podium. It was a silver medal, and you look to your side and you see China on top of the podium and United States of America next to them. Did it feel different being on the Olympic podium to the other podiums that you've been on, and how proud did that make you compared to other incredible achievements that you've had?
I just got bumps, right?
Yeah, goosebumps.
No, goosebumps. I just got goosebumps because I remember that moment. Of course, it's different because the Olympics, this is the biggest competition for every athlete, and it's a biggest dream for every athlete, of course. And to see your team on the podium is something really amazing that I cannot even describe by words. And that moment, I was really proud, and of all the girls and also the coaching staff. And I really cannot describe that feeling, but of course that we were all crying. Of course, you can see that also in our photos from the Olympics after the ceremony. And it's really, I mean, of course it's different, but still it's something amazing and something that I will never forget.
You don't need you don't need a second invitation to have a cry either, do you? You love a cry.
Just sometimes, just for the good things.
Good. Also, you were in the dream team, the Olympic dream team as well, weren't you? Best middle blocker at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, I was, and I didn't know that.
Come on.
Until no, really, because they didn't say anything on the ceremony. It looked like there was no dream team, and then they just posted on some site or something. I don't know. Someone just told me there is actually a dream team because they didn't really say anything on the ceremony.
No way.
You have to scroll your phone at home and you're like, give it a little.
Yeah, yeah. I was in a dream team. Yeah. I don't know why, but it was like that.
I'm quite disappointed with that. I thought there was going to be a lovely story about a presentation that you got and an extra medal to go alongside the silver.
No, I just read it on the internet. Sorry.
Oh well, I read it on the internet too. But at least we know it happens. It's there in the history books, and no one can take that away from you. You talked about sort of crying on the podium and your teammates. When you look at all the top teams, all of their rosters, player for player, are amazing, and there are these key moments in games that very often Serbia seem to come out on the right side of. You look at the amount of 5-set epics you've been in over the years, you invariably win them 3-2. What do you think it is about you and your team and everybody else involved that means you can come through those clutch situations so well?
I think the main key is Ognjenovic, because she knows how to think in these moments that we don't think really. We are just trying to make the best action at that moment possible. So I mean, Ognjenovic is the main key because I don't know. She always plays with some player that the opponent doesn't expect at all. You know. For example, Bošković, they're 100% sure that she will set to Bošković, and at the end she set to completely other side, and there is a 0 or 1 block. So I mean that she knows how to play in those important moments, and all of the players, they're of course ready for the ball because they also don't expect. But at the end, she always chose good, and I think that was main thing.
Dan, what were you doing in 2018?
2018, I was probably watching volleyball, watching the World Championships.
Were you watching Milena Rasic win everything under the sun?
Yeah, pretty impressive. Going, the club season and the summer season was crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, so obviously you became a world champion, but going into that, did you just feel untouchable? Like every time you stepped on the court, you and your team were unbeatable?
Not really untouchable, but we just felt like we can do a lot on the championship. like, okay, we won a silver medal in Rio, so
Yeah.
we saw that we can play on a high level, so we just go inside and court. We just go on the court and okay, just give 100% of yours, and that's all. So we will see the result. And we were pretty relaxed. We played pretty relaxed. That we didn't have any pressure, literally any pressure, and we enjoyed the volleyball. And at the end, of course, in that finals against Italy, wow.
I mean,
that was a heavy game.
well, we talked about the Olympic semi-final against the United States of America. That final against Italy, another 5-setter that you came out on the right side of. Just, I mean, I've used the word epic a number of times, but
that's actually even better because that's a real final.
Yeah, correct. And this time you were the top of the podium, a world champion, an international world champion, to go with your club world championships. What's the pinnacle then? Is it the world championship or the Olympic medal?
Oh, that's a heavy question, eh?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, if there was a gold in Olympics, then Olympics for sure.
There's still time.
Hopefully. But I don't know. At this moment, maybe world championship because it's a gold and it's a world championship. So let's say that.
I always thought the world championship is actually probably harder to win gold in because there's more games you have to play.
Mm-hmm.
There's less
we played a lot of games. I don't know why, but we really played a lot of games.
You really have to
There was that second pool stage as well, wasn't there?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you won all your games in the pool. Then was it Italy and Japan you had to beat again, and then the playoffs start? It's like the never-ending competition.
You know, that's the worst thing in one competition, that you have to play twice against the same opponent, and it's really tough to win twice against the same team in the same competition. It's really hard because if you win them once, of course you will start the game a little bit relaxed than the last time, and then you get into trouble. It's not easy.
What's it like playing against a team in a major championships in their own country? So you didn't play against Brazil in Rio, did you? But you did play against Japan in the World Championship in Japan. How difficult's that?
It's super difficult because, as I said before, for European Championship in Belgrade, it was tough to play against us because we had a lot of supporters and we just felt we are at home, we can play good. But playing against Japan in Japan, it's really tough. I can say that because they're always full. Gym is always full. Doesn't matter if there is a Japan playing or someone else. But if you play against them, it's really, because they're also super loud and they just support their team and they're super nice. I mean, after the game, they're really super nice, but still they support them for the whole game. But at the end, they just support a good volleyball, I think. So at some point, you just think, okay, they're supporting me, so we're fine. We're fine.
I wonder what kind of support you'll get during the Olympics, because so many Japanese volleyball fans will have seen you win the World Championships in Japan. So they'll be, well, obviously they'll want Japan to win, but maybe they'll think, I've seen Serbia play. I like Serbia. I know they're good. I wonder if you might be everybody's second favorite team coming to that Olympics.
Yeah, actually, because every time when we went to Japan, we came back with some of the medals. So I can see that Japan brings us really good luck. And we really love Japan and all Japanese people because they are really cute and they are really supportive. And they're always coming with the thousands of presents, and that sometimes you don't even have space enough in your baggage for coming back. But they're really nice and I love them so much. And it's always a pleasure and it's really nice to play there.
Saying all these nice things, Dan, trying to get them on side. I know exactly what you're doing, Milena. I see right through it. You're not fooling anybody.
I like the Japanese fans though, because they're also just, a lot of them, I mean, they're fans of Japan, but they're also, a lot of them are fans of volleyball.
Yeah.
Like
exactly, yeah.
If you see their Twitter, Japanese volleyball Twitter, anything, they know all the players, they know all the results. They're really passionate fan base.
And like you said, they love volleyball.
It's a wonderful sporting culture, actually, and when they do get the opportunity to host something, the job they do is unbelievable. I mean, you've just got to look at the 2018 Volleyball World Championships, but they also hosted the Rugby World Cup, and being from Wales, rugby is a huge sport here, and a video went viral of a group of Japanese school children singing the Welsh national anthem to the Welsh team in a language they wouldn't even know existed. Like they're brilliant. I can't wait for the Olympics.
Yeah,
all right,
me too.
I'm going to ask you straight up, Milena, are you going to the Olympics?
Yes.
Good. Okay, just checking. We can box that off, and we can.
If
move
nothing
on to
changes for the next year, yes, I'm ready.
Good. Well, the thing is, with the breaks and everything, I mean, I assumed that it was because you wanted to be physically and mentally ready for the Olympics, but you just never know. Maybe you might have thought, nah, I've done it now, been there, done it.
Trust me, I was fully ready to go this summer, but at the end, this happened, so now I'm ready for next season.
I mean, from a fan's perspective, Dan, that's what we want to hear, isn't it? Best players ready and ready to go.
Well, it's great we got the opportunity to talk to you, and the fans get the opportunity to listen, because it's not stuff that all the fans are aware of, right? So it's good.
I'll be there.
Good. That's perfect. It seems as though you've got a really good atmosphere in the team as well. Sort of throughout the ages, there are various stories of when you were all a little bit younger, maybe having some time in nightclubs. I won't ask you about that. I look on, I look online and I see some video blogs that players have made. And when you're all together as a unit, it seems like you all really enjoy each other's company in the Serbian national team.
Yeah, exactly. Because actually, I think the atmosphere is what made us be that much successful. Because we have also really good atmosphere on the court and also outside of the court. So we are just trying to make fun also on the court in between us, to speak a lot, to laugh a lot. So we can be like completely into the court and just to enjoy what we are doing, and that's all.
What do you see? How would you describe your role in the team, and is it different on the court and off the court?
I'm DJ in the team. That's enough.
All right.
I'm trying to give a good atmosphere before the game with my music. So I think that's a pretty important thing, eh?
Yeah, I should say. What are the big hits?
Yeah.
What are you listening to right now? What's going to be the next anthem for the national team?
It's mostly some of the Serbian songs, so I don't think you will know. We will see for the next year. We will see if there is something new, some new song that we like, or that will be something old, I don't know, but mostly Serbian songs.
Can you do me a favor? And I mean this. Can you send me some? Because like I said to you before, I spoke to Tiana and she said she was going to send me some Serbian music, and she never did. And I'm fascinated because I wouldn't know where to start. I couldn't name you. Like, who are some Serbian celebrities that we may have heard of?
Oh, I don't think you did hear anyone here in Serbia. Really, it's not really famous in the world.
Really,
the stuff. Yeah, I mean, the most famous, let's say, it's Ceca, but I don't think you've heard of her, right?
No, correct. I haven't.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, you've got some pretty famous sports people, though.
Who?
Djokovic, he's Serbian, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's not a singer.
Well, no, I said sports
he can
people.
Sing, but
Oh, can he? I'd love that. All of a sudden, I turn on like Serbian X Factor.
No, we are talking about singers. We are talking about singers that you don't know.
I was like, is there a song that he released that I'm not familiar with?
No, not yet. We will know, maybe.
Can you try and arrange it so maybe you and the rest of the national team do like a charity single or something, like all of you guys singing a song? I think that'd be so much fun.
Yeah, actually, we all love to sing, but we don't know how to sing, so it doesn't sound really nice.
I've actually heard a rumor that some of you quite enjoy getting on the karaoke after a competition's finished.
That's me, right?
Is it? Okay.
Actually, I'm the one pushing all of them to go for karaoke because I really love to sing. I wish I can know how to sing, but still, I enjoy a lot, and then especially going for karaoke and just enjoying with friends. That's really the best thing. But still, I'm trying to learn.
So Dan, just make a note of this. My next idea for the big social media volleyball hit is the stars of the game sing their favorite karaoke songs.
Oh, I like that idea, Dave. I think you're onto something here.
Milena, are you in? Can we?
You will lose all of your followers. Trust me. Better know.
What's your go-to song then in the karaoke? What's your number one choice?
Whatever they choose. I mean, I can sing everything.
Oh.
I just read there and I can sing. Who cares?
I mean, this is.
But I don't really have like favorite song to sing. Really don't.
This is quite confident talk. Anyway, back to the volleyball. We are lucky to have some of your precious time, so let's eke the most out of it we can. How much longer can this team dominate for? I mean, it's been 10 incredible years, and you've all got age on your side. So, how much longer do you think you've all got in the tank?
For me, honestly, I think that the last next year will be the last year.
Okay.
For national team, and I don't know for the rest of the girls, but I've heard, of course, of some of them that also it will be the last year of them. So I think the generation will change very soon.
Do you think a lot of it will depend on how you do? So if in the summer of 2021 you get a medal in Tokyo, then a medal at Euro Volley, do you think it might be the decision made for you, where a lot of you move on and the new generation comes through?
Well, if we come out with 2 medals, I think that we would be the best reason to stop to finish on the best possible way.
Yeah. What about young?
I mean, that's my plan. We will see, of course, that after that I'm planning to, to try to do something else except volleyball during the summer, to enjoy my life and to plan something else. What is it for the future? But
I'm assuming Onjenovic is going to leave the team too, which there would be a completely different team with players gone.
Yeah, so probably.
Maybe
There's
also
probably some more girls
for other players to come.
We are not talking about that yet, but
yeah.
Of course, there will be some more girls. Yeah.
So, what about the young players coming through then? Is there anyone who's sort of caught your eye? Anyone you're quite excited about? And because again, I keep referring to this conversation with Tiana, but she did make a point of saying if any of us decide we need a rest, she was really pleased that there are a great generation of young players coming through. And also, do you feel that you guys are responsible for the young players coming through? If you hadn't have shown what could be achieved in the national team at the elite level, maybe some of these young athletes might have gone in a different direction and not volleyball.
Actually, we do feel a lot of responsibility for all these young players, especially with those who already started practicing with us for the last 2-3 years. They are already in the team, and of course, it's a good thing to have someone older than you and to watch them practicing and to learn all things about volleyball and about the behavior and everything from them. And talking about future, I think we have some players really that can make a good thing. And also, if they keep going with a good coach, of course, they will be let's say a good team. But on the other side, still they need a lot of time to get used to it, to start probably making some success. It's also also for our generation, it was not during the night. We need also a couple of years to start doing something good.
How is it different then, international volleyball compared to club volleyball? Do you feel different pressures, or is it because you do spend quite a bit of time together, don't you? The club season ends and you kind of have all summer together, but are there any real differences between the two?
Between the
between playing for your club and playing internationally, what are the sort of main differences?
I don't know. I think with the club you have more pressure because I don't know, especially for me that I'm playing for one of the best teams in the world for sure. and of course there is a lot of pressure because you have to give yourself your 100% of yourself to play good, to try to win everything and the rest. And on the other side, with national team, we never had any pressure. They just put us there and they said, okay, just play as good as you can at this point. So we will see, the results will come. I think that's the main difference.
Does it still feel like that though? Even though you've won medals in every championship at every level, does it still feel like no pressure? And if so, do you guys kind of put pressure on yourselves with expectation? Because surely you always think you can win gold now.
Actually, when you win the gold once, then of course, before every next competition, there is a lot of journalists asking you, are you going to do the same thing like on the last one?
Sorry.
And of course, you have to say, like, you have to push a lot. We have to push a lot, and there is a small pressure, of course, always in our heads, but nothing really important to make you, I don't know, nervous or whatever. So yeah, we don't really feel that we are not under that much pressure in national team, even if they want us to win something else.
Plus, there's a lot of tough games in the club level too. Playing, you're playing the other teams in the Turkish league, and then playing Champions League, and playing the top teams in Italy. It's a very high level of competition when you're expected to beat Fenerbahce and to be extra. It's I can never say it. It's Chesapasti. The other Istanbul team.
Yeah, I agree with that. Also, with the club, you still have this international competition. So sometimes there isn't no much difference.
So as I said, we could talk about this all day, but we're not going to. Let's rewind it 10 years then. You get that phone call that says you're moving from the junior team to the senior team. Could you imagine you'd be having a conversation 10 years later with a world championship medal, a couple of European golds, an Olympic medal, and a whole host of, what have we got? World Grand Prix, World Cup, Euro League. Was that ever anything that you expected? Could you have dreamt of the success that you and your teammates have achieved?
Actually, no, because okay, when I was a kid and when I watched all these volleyball superstars on TV, I was like, okay, maybe someday I wish I can be invited for national team to play with all these girls. But it never seemed like reality, because I was still super young and I don't know how talented I was at that point. But at the end, when I got that call, then I was okay, now you have to push even more and to try to do something with your life and with your volleyball career. Maybe you can go out of Serbia and to make some huge success with the national team. Who knows? And that was the moment that I decided to push a lot and to care only about volleyball. And that's all. Now here I am.
Here we are. It's been an amazing generation, isn't it? I mean, you and your teammates, to sort of have you all in the same place at the same time. Do you think it's quite possible it'll never happen again? It's just the stars have aligned, and it's just so exciting to watch you every time you take the court.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that often to have this generation really at the same time, all of the girls, because it was a really great thing. And then the last couple of years, I don't know, that will be a great memory, of course.
Okay, we've got to focus on the future now then. Japan, you're in. That's great news, and it's incredibly exciting. What are your expectations, honestly?
I don't know what to say right now, because we will need a lot of time to get into a good condition and to be ready. But at the end, of course, we have all these seasons with clubs now from July, and then we have Nations League first next summer, and that will be a great opportunity to have some good games and also to prepare for the Olympics. And of course, we will have some days for good preparations. And then, of course, we'll go to Japan also before because we have one city there that's it's like a Serbian city, really.
Okay.
They love Serbian teams so much. They even have all our billboards around the town.
No
And they're
way.
really cute. They're even selling Serbian food there, and some people, they even speak Serbian. It's really nice to see. So we'll go there for a couple of days to get used to it and to practice a little bit. And at the end, I think we have enough time to get ready and to be ready for those Olympics.
Do you know, I'm not surprised you're talking about finishing after next summer, because I didn't even think about VNL. To go VNL Olympics, Euro volley, that's crazy.
That's a lot.
Do the maths in your head, Dan. What's that, like 25 games, something like that? If you get to
I don't
VNL
know.
is what, 15, Olympics is 6, Euro volley is 9 or 10, so yeah, even more.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
much.
but games, there is not so many games, but in between those games, you have to practice a lot.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
And the travel
So-
too, if you look at
Travel.
where you're hopping across the globe through all those
Yeah,
competitions.
that's the biggest problem during the summer, because you don't have so much time for your private life.
Oh, what a life, though. What a life. Many
Yeah.
incredible memories. Dan, I think that would be a good moment to wrap it up, don't you? This has been absolutely lovely, Milena. Thank you so much for giving us an insight. And I'm so glad that you've said that you're still committed to the Serbia team moving forward, because it's brilliant. And there is one shiny gold medal missing from the collection, isn't there?
Yes. Oh, that would be really, that is my dream.
Oh,
But we will see, of course. There will be so many teams competing for that, so we will see.
if it does happen, I think they should give you all crowns and fly you home on a golden jet, because honestly, just that.
No.
I mean, I get nervous just watching the Olympics without a team to cheer for. Just
It's much easier. It's much easier playing there. Trust me.
Okay.
I'm afraid we'll both have to take your word for it, because oh, unbelievable! Yeah, absolutely incredible stuff. So next time we've got one more episode with you, and we are going to find out what makes you tick off the court. We're welcoming Key Michael back for that one. Dan, 2 episodes a week, but 3 releases a week in the podcast. Just remind the listeners when and where they can keep in touch with the A Space.
So we have 1 episode on Monday with a superstar guest, another episode on Friday, and that'll be an unscripted episode or debate episode with some extra commentary, some extra piece of information from our great hosts. And yeah, you can get in touch with the A Space on all our social media channels at the CEV. If you want to write to us, the aspace@cev.eu. I guarantee you, if you guys write, we'll include the question in the podcast. So if you want to be included in a future one, don't be afraid to write to us. And follow us on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts.
And Milena, any message for the fans before we sign off?
Well, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'm sending you a lot of love from Belgrade.
Perfect. Thank you, Milena. And thank you very much for listening. This has been the A Space, as Dan said, Monday and Friday for the podcast, Wednesday for the video. The hashtag is Let Volleyball Talk. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and stay on the journey. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.